So this Muffy run uses her first 3 hard events, as well as a bar dash right after her second one. You can find more details on the Harvest Moon speedrunning wiki, and I'll put a link in the description. The rest of my commentary will happen after the end of this intro. So, the goal is to propose to Muffy after getting her to 4 hearts, which is 80 heart points. There are a couple ways of earning points. You can give her gifts, you can talk to her, you can trigger her heart events, and there are a couple other ways that are unique to Muffy. One of these ways is that she starts spring first with 18 points already, so that's pretty useful. One of the tricky things about routing Muffy is that on days when she's indoors, she can only accept gifts between when she wakes up at 10 a.m. and when she starts work at about 1 p.m. Combining this with the fact that you can only sleep in 6-hour increments means that when planning a route, you have to focus your gift giving at the beginning of the route or somehow consume those 3 or so game hours until she's available for giving gifts again. Unfortunately, I can't skip this van scene here because I need every second, every game second that I can, for reasons I'll tell you in a minute. This route focuses the gift giving on the beginning of the run. There's 2 main pieces of RNG in this route. The first one is that Muffy needs to be indoors on Spring 1 and 2 to give her gifts and conversation. The second piece is that I need to be able to trigger her 3rd heart event on Summer 1st, which can vary with the weather, and that's something that I haven't precisely figured out yet, how that randomness works. The flower was worth 1 point with the correct answer. The record's worth 3 points, and the milk is worth 1 point. When I talk to her, each question that I answer correctly is worth 2 points. And there's 2 of those. Oh, wow, that was really nice. Sometimes it takes a little prodding to get them out of her. Now I've got to book it back home, sleep, and come back in time before she starts working at noon 55. And that's why I had to avoid skipping the van sequence earlier, because that actually does cost a few seconds of in-game time. Another way to conserve in-game time is to activate doorways when you're still a little far away, because the clock stops as you walk the last bit up to the door. Crud. So before this heart event, I had given her gifts and conversation worth 10 points. So 18 plus 10 is 28. And then this heart event is worth 5 points. So we'll be at 33. I just got a call on my phone. I'm using my phone as my timer with the screen mirrored to my computer. As long as I can enter the back room of the bar before noon 55, I should be able to give her all of the gifts and conversation. And there, you see, she greeted me, which is also worth a point. For some reason, that doesn't happen on Spring 1. Sweet. Wow, both of those were really fast. Okay, so that was another 8 points. So 33 plus 8 is 41, which is enough to trigger the second heart event. And I'm going to sleep until Spring 10, which is when I'll do that. This is Spring 3. Spring 4. Spring 5. Spring 6. Spring 7. Spring 8. Spring 9. Spring 10. So I need just a few more points. So I'm going to enter the bar and trigger the heart event, but I'm going to do it by waiting until 1 second has just ticked over on the clock, so that when the heart event is done, I'll have just under a second to dash behind the bar and talk to Muffy before before the game realizes she's supposed to be working. And so that's enough to allow me to get conversation points. Wow. Okay, so it was 41 plus 10 from the heart event is 51, and then 5 from the conversation and greeting is 56 points. Okay, so now we'll get an early blue feather, because I'll wake up between midnight and 3 a.m. And then the second piece of RNG, which is triggering the third heart event. For the third heart event, Muffy needs to be an outdoor day for her, specifically a day when she goes into town. And the way the game symbolizes this is that she walks up the hill and then stands there, kind of almost off map, standing still. I have to exit my house while she's standing still for the scene to trigger. And unfortunately, rain doesn't play well with her making that trip. It can be the rain can be tapering off and it'll work. But if it's full rain, then the way the game calculates waypoints and NPCs moving around, she won't even make the trip in the first place. I don't think weather is the RNG is calculated on a day-to-day basis. I think there's some kind of overall weather plan that gets chosen. I don't know for sure. And it worked. The one gotcha on this heart event is that the correct choice is the second choice, not the default one. Okay, now I just gotta quickly grab the blue feather and then milk the cow one more time. And I can give her the last few gifts. So, oh, I forgot to mention, if you have at least 10 total interactions with her by summer 1st, you get a 10-point bonus when she wakes up. You can't keep it unless you earn even more, you take even more interactions on later days. But on summer 1st, you keep it. And then, so that was 10 points, plus the 10 from that heart event means we're at 76. So I just need 4 more points, and I will get that here. First the greeting, and then the milk. Greeting, milk, and then give her a flower. So that should be 80 points. Moment of truth. Wow. So the current world record is 2450 or around that. So this is 3.5 minutes faster. Okay. I would like to thank the developers of Dolphin, the GameCube and Wii emulator, for letting me test a bunch of these aspects of the game, as well as the developers of a third-party tool called Dolphin Memory Engine, which lets you hunt for certain memory values that you're looking for, and also modify and watch those values. If you're interested in the memory values that I used to figure out these details, you can find them on the wiki page for this run. And catch you in the next one.